Oh, man, Shane, and I even forgot, this show's so loaded, I forgot, hell, the thing that just happened. College football playoff rankings. I know we don't get too worked up over these because they don't really mean much at the time, but I'm going to run you down the SEC teams and the top 10 here. So how's that sound?
Okay, yeah, man.
All right, number 1, of course, no surprise, Georgia Bulldogs, number 1 team in the nation. Number 2, now I'm going to give the playoff committee some credit because they got it right here, Alabama Crimson Tide.
Definitely.
No Cincinnati to be found, thank God, at number 2. Number 3, Michigan State. They're undefeated. They just beat Michigan.
Okay.
I think they deserve that spot. Number 4, Oregon. They're 7-1, but they have beat Ohio State. They're the only team to beat them, and they beat them at Ohio State. So I understand that. Number 5, right there, Ohio State. They're 7-1. And then we get to Cincinnati, number 6, probably about 20 spots too high, but I'm just I'm thankful they're not number 2.
Yeah, the real pole assassin is Cincinnati.
we got Michigan, number 7. They're 7-1. The only loss to Michigan State. Oklahoma, let's give the committee credit here. Number 8, Oklahoma, they're 9-0 on the season, but they're not just going off undefeated. Oklahoma's not really beat anybody worth a poll, so they're at number 8. Did the same thing here with Wake Forest, number 9, but they're 8-0 on the season. And Shane, I know this is going to piss you off. Number 10, Notre Dame, 7-1, and they've already lost to Cincinnati.
Golly, I guess you just got to waste a spot on them, you know? Golly, the Fighting Irish, I love it, man. Okay, so what's the SEC teams again? So we got 1 and 2, and what are the other ones?
And then the rest of the SEC, Shane, number 13, the Auburn Tigers. Number 14, Texas A&M Aggies.
Okay.
Number 16, Ole Miss Rebels. Number 17, Mississippi State Bulldogs. How about that, Shane? And then last but not least, number 18, Kentucky Wildcats. And I think the real none of these are too big of a surprise. I thought Auburn and A&M would both be in the top 10. Certainly. I mean, hell, they beat the hell out of Cincinnati, Notre Dame, Wake Forest, all these. But, you know, I guess that's somewhat of a surprise that 13 and 14, maybe they deserve to be a little bit higher. They each obviously have an opportunity here this weekend to prove themselves. But kind of the big takeaway here, Shane, number 17, Mississippi State, because they're not ranked in any of the polls, but it's good to see that the committee has given them some respect because, you know, they beat NC State, they're number 19. They beat Kentucky, number 18. Their losses, hell, they beat A&M. So, I mean, Mississippi State's got themselves a quality resume.
Absolutely, man. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a resume. And obviously there's a few of these teams that are going to fall off. Some of them may be SEC teams, but I'm just telling you, the top, you cannot go off this list right now. Right. I know there's a lot of people. It's a fun thing to talk about next to the monkey there in the strip club. But I telling you, this list means nothing right now because a lot of this stuff is going to change probably next week, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, let's just start right there because that's kind of...
But before you get too far, just because I'm curious, is not that I'm looking for a volunteer or anything, but is there any other receiving votes out there? Is there anybody like on the brink? Did they have any of those?
I don't believe this poll does that, so I don't have that information right there.
Well, let's just say Tennessee was pretty close. Okay. All right, go ahead. Almost top 25. That's what we are, baby.